What's good, YouTube? My name is Dario. I got 12th place at this past weekend's LA Regionals, which had over 840 players in 10 rounds. And I decided to take Salamangreats. If you know me, you know I've been playing this deck ever since the structure deck came out. And you know I was going to play it, especially when Gazelle come back to 3. Yeah, so let's get into the deck. Start off 3 Gazelle. I'm just so glad this card came back to 3. It was a really good feeling just seeing this card almost in every single opening hand. Yeah. Started to play 3 Salamangreat Fires. Even though now Gazelle is back to 3, I just wanted to play the Fire just to really boost the consistency for the deck. So I really wanted to max out all the cards that just make the deck go. And Fire really did that really pretty well. It did kind of suck going second with it, just locking yourself out of fires, so you can't really like add pressure to your opponent with like access code or anything. But what it did really do well is just give you more resources, such as searching another Gazelle, searching another Spinny, searching a Weasel, and just giving you more resources just to outgrind your opponent, which was really good. I've started to play 2 Foxy. Didn't really want to play 3. Foxy has become a better normal summon now since having 3 Gazelle. So now you just have a better shot of just seeing that card. And also it's just really good extender and grave, just getting rid of some monsters in your hand and like popping them based off spell trap is really good. 2 Spinny. This is just a preference choice. I never really like ever playing 3 Spinning just because I felt like the card it's kind of bricky in a sense of like opening multiples of it. But yeah, and I thought like once you have the 1, you know, you're using it for the Stallia, so it's gonna go back to grave to reuse it. Yeah, then I really don't think you needed to play 3. Then I play 1 Jaguar, 1 Weasel, and then 1 Falco. I'm not playing 2 Jacks because I'm not playing Power Desires. And yeah, I thought that 1 was really good enough. Yeah, not much more to say about that. Weasel did really good. Extended me through Nibiru's, extended me through interruptions, as well as just helping you draw cards just to like search your engine pieces or even get some non-engine. Really good. Falco was actually pretty good for me too. A lot of the times I did side it out quite a bit, I will admit, but it was really nice in like where you would have Raging Phoenix and then you know you would search either Rage or Roar. And one of the problems I guess with Raging Phoenix, it doesn't add stuff from your grave, so it was like that recursion that you would always have with Sunlight Wolf isn't there. And then there's like times where like I didn't really want to commit to a Sunlight Wolf just in case my opponent had Nibiru. So usually I would always like Gazelle and just dump the Falco to reset the Rage and reset the Roar. So that was really good for that. I decided to play 2 Flame Buffalo. I didn't want to play 3, just I didn't really want to like conflict with the normal summons of the deck. But overall, that was a really great card just to like help you like going second, push through, get more resources, you know, draw your traps, your hand traps, or more solid pieces. But yeah. For the non-engine, I played 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru, 3 DD Crows, 3 Imperms, and then 2 Book of Eclipse. I decided to play these hand traps just because 1 Ash is just really good for the deck since you can always add it for Sunlight Wolf. Also the most versatile hand trap in the format. Nibiru, I decided to main just because with a Rise Heart getting banned, I just thought there's gonna be a bunch of like combo decks that are gonna come out of the woodworks that are just like FTK and stuff like that. So I just didn't really want to like be caught off guard by that. So just decided to keep the Nibiru, and like even against Nibiru against Unchained is still pretty good in the sense Nibiru by itself against Unchained is not good, but with Nibiru with like any other like hand trap, either with Ash or DD Crow, is really good still too. DD Crow, I guess, is kind of like a meta call in a sense. Just, it's really good across a lot of decks that I thought I was going to play against, which it was. The only kind of like matchups that it wasn't good against was against a Sprite and against Flu, which I played 2 of. But I thought the crew overall was just really good for me all day. And then, yeah, 3 imperms doesn't trigger off triple that tactics, thrust, or talents. And I decided to play 2 Book of Eclipse just because I thought this card was still pretty good for the format. You know, especially going first, just kind of like making your opponent flip their stuff down so they can't go into synchros, XYs, links, etc. I didn't really see it that often, but when I did see it, it really did help me like make sure I win the game. Yeah. And then we play 3 circles and 3 center minings. I really just wanted to max out the consistency for the deck. You know, I did not brick really all day, the entire day, which was like really insane in the sense you just always have combo pieces in your hand just to like play. So, you know, that was like really nice. And then also just like top decking one of these cards just to like get off your solid engine to go off again was really nice. And then for like the rest of the Salamangreat Spells and Traps, I decided to play 1 Will, 1 Sanctuary, 1 Rage, and then 2 Roar. I didn't think Will was like that super necessary. I know it kind of helps you push through Nibiru, but I only got nibbed like 4 times throughout the whole day. And then, you know, like 2 of those times I ended up winning the game that I got nibbed. The other 2 times was from this one opponent, and yeah, he ended up winning that match. So I guess that would have come up, but it's still overall, I thought 1 was good and 1 was like, yeah, pretty good for me. I decided to play the 2 Roars just because sometimes with the Salamangreat combo, you can send the Roar off of Gazelle and then go into Raging Phoenix to reset it and then search for Rage. And then, but there's times where like, if you just don't win right there and then you already use the Roar will get banished. And there's like times where like, oh, you kind of want that second Roar just to like, you have more like pressure for your opponent. And yeah, the second Roar did come up quite a bit of time, so I'm glad I played 2 of it. All right, for the extra deck, I decided to play 3 Balances, 3 Sunlight Wolves, 2 Raging Phoenixes, and then the 1 Stalio. These are all my Salamangreat extra deck monsters. You know, you only need the 1 Stalio. You only need 2 Raging Phoenixes. 3 Balances and 3 Sunlight Wolves, I think, were really necessary in a sense. Like once you go into a grind matchup, you really do kind of use a lot of these cards. I use the 3rd Sunlight Wolf and the 3rd Banelings quite a bit, just because like you're playing through so much like interruptions and stuff like that. So like they do come up just to like out resource your opponent. So like yeah, I really like. I thought that the 3 Banelings, 3 Sunlight Wolf were very necessary. I kind of do wish I played a Heat Leo, just to like force my opponent's back row to either them like activate or just shuffle and I don't have to worry about it. But it wasn't really super necessary, but I do kind of wish I did have it just to make stuff a lot more easier for me. But again, the extra deck is kind of tight, so who knows? I probably could add it, but we'll see. And then for the rest, I decided to play 1 Decoder, 1 Update Jammer, 1 Splash Mage, 1 Heat Soul, Transcode, and then 1 Access Code. I decided I did not play that Violent Chimera package just because I thought that kind of package really required you to already have like all the resources to go into it. Like, you know, you need to have to will for 4 and stuff like that, and like have certain link arrows be set up correctly and stuff. So I thought like yeah, I didn't really thought that the engine was like super good. I get it, you know, it helps you like just OTK way faster, as well as, you know, able to go into it even though you're fire locked. But I thought this was just a lot better, just be more versatile. So we're like, I can always just go into this with like very little resources and then, you know, come up with something. I will admit though, I did not summon Access Code Talker or Update Jammer all day. I did not summon those two cards at all. A little bit was because I was under fire lock, so I really couldn't go into them. But majority of times, I was just trying to like be careful in the sense like I was just trying to play around Nibiru after turn 1 as much as I can. And I thought like, oh, if I go into access code, you know, I'm just gonna get nibbed. So the only way I was gonna go to access code is less like I know that my opponent had nothing to like interrupt me, or I have a roar for the nib. But yeah, it never really came up. So I would still just keep those cards in because like those cards will just still win you games. Yeah, and everything else, like I summon quite a bit. Like I summoned Link Decoder and Heat Soul quite a bit, just to get the draws, and then like Link off for like Raging Phoenix. Yeah. I mean, potentially I might take out the Update Jammer for the Helio, potentially. And then for the sign, I decided to play 3 Druid Swarms, just for like against other combo decks such as Tear Elements, Unchain, and stuff like that. That card's like really good for them. I decided to play 3 Drolls. Again, I was kind of scared of just like really crazy combo decks just popping out, and you know, Drolls just make sure like those decks don't really do anything against me. And then I decided to play 3 Dogrons. It was really just for like a Pearly. Since I'm not playing that many books, I really still want to make sure a card just like out their towers monster. Unfortunately, when I did play against Pearly, I didn't see this. So, but I still won the match overall. So that was great. And then 2 Lightning Storms and 1 Feather Duster just for back row. Luckily, I didn't play against any Labyrinth, but you know, I would always side this in against Flunderies or Rescue Ace. And then I ended up playing 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Yeah, every single time I opened this, I saw this card going first, I ended up winning the match, which was really nice. This card is just really busted. There's just a lot of power spells right now. Again, people are playing also Harpies or Lightning Storms will be against me. But what was really nice was that I was able to hand trap my opponent and not have to worry about getting, you know, Thrust or Talents on, since they just can't activate it. So, you know, this card was like pretty good. But yeah, that's my list. The deck performed very well. It was very consistent all day. Did not brick at all. My 2 losses weren't because of the deck performance. It was just, I guess, inherently just bad cards against them, in the sense like my first loss was against Bird Up Tri-Brigade, and like he just Nibiru'd me. But like game 2, I was able to break his board, and then he Nibiru'd me, and I had nothing to like stop him for the next turn. And then the game 3, I had nothing but solid monsters in my hand. He Nibiru'd me, and I had like no way to interrupt him from like OTKing me. So it was really just like Nibiru who won him the games. And then my second loss was like round 9 against Flunderies. Like game 1, he just opened up D-Shifter in full combo, and I can't do anything about it. Game 2, I won. And then game 3, he hard drew like 2 Feather Storms, and so there's like legitimately nothing I could do about that. So yeah, so like yeah, my only losses were just like cards I just can't play around or do anything against. So I was like, I don't really feel that bad about my losses. It kind of sucks that I lost that way, but it is what it is. But yeah, but overall, like my deck performed really well, and I really did like all my ratios. The only change would probably be like the Update Jammer for Helio, potentially. But yeah. That's my deck profile.